This video has a problem and a solution. It was created a few years ago by Atlanta combatives. So the first thing I'll do is I'll talk about the problem, and then I'll give you the solution that someone gave me. And in a future video, I'm going to test this out and prove it to you.
Where them kicks at? Where them hands? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so the problem is that you're not 100% safe. A gun is not an infallible self-defense tool. You still need empty hand techniques. Thing is, if a person is closer to you than 20 feet, they can stab you. The solution is for you to have empty hand techniques. But before I show you the proof in this experiment, I'm going to read something from you right now that has a little bit more of a technical term to it. I think they call it the Tula drill. Here it is on Wikipedia, the Tula drill. The Tula drill is a self-defense training exercise to prepare against a short-range knife or melee attack when armed with only a holstered handgun. Sergeant Dennis Tula of the Salt Lake City Police Department wondered how quickly an attacker with a knife or other melee weapon could cover 21 feet, 6.4 meters, so he timed volunteers as they raced to stab the target. He determined that it could be done in 1.5 seconds. These results were first published as an article in SWAT magazine in 1983. And in a police training video by the same title, How Close is Too Close? So in other words, if somebody is too close to you, it doesn't matter how fast that trigger finger is, you got to get your gun out first. And that's where martial arts and empty hand techniques would come in handy. So now I'm going to show you someone proving the Tula drill, the video footage from Atlanta combatives that is going on Facebook. I'm going to play most of it, not all of it. Now the solution. Yes, have empty hand techniques, but specifically, what I was told to do is that instead of thinking about the knife necessarily, you want to think about stopping the grab. Can you go get the knife?
Yeah.
Because if you notice, and let's qualify this by saying this isn't a guy who's flicking the knife all around and coming at you with a reverse grip and all that stuff. This is somebody coming at you with an ambush. The thing I was particularly worried about when I asked this question was what they call the sewing machine. Somebody coming up behind you, grabbing you, and stabbing you like this. Thank you. This is a practice knife, YouTube. This is not real. So somebody grabbing you from behind and doing this. This is what I asked about. And I learned this response from somebody who worked in the prison system. And I cannot remember his name, even though he's a very accomplished martial artist, so I really feel bad right now. But I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. If you know who you are, please shout yourself out. It was a day when you and I had went for pressure point lessons with Dwayne Harper. So he said to not be necessarily thinking about the knife per se. Stop the grab. Because when most people go to stab you and they're untrained or they do ambushes, they grab you, they hold you to steady you, and then they come in like this. So if you can parry or block the grab first and then counter strike your time or parry, block the grab and move off of their line of attack, that will buy you time for you to not be stabbed. Because he said it's rare, especially if somebody's coming from behind, it's rare for them to just come up and just start stabbing. Because even if they do, if they don't grab you first, you're not a steady target. Your body's probably going to yield and get away from the pain so you might escape from it. They want to hold you in place, make sure they have you where they got you, where you are, and then start stabbing. And if you notice, go back and look at the video footage of Atlanta combatives' version of the Tula drill. Go back and look at that. You'll notice, let me get out of these bad habits. grabbing a plate. If you notice, the attacker wants to grab the target first and then start stabbing, which makes sense because somebody, oh my, just out of instinct. So, solution? Well, there's two solutions. First of all, awareness. If somebody seems like they're too close and they're giving you bad vibes, trust that instinct. Don't worry about being politically correct. Don't worry about hurting their feelings. Keep enough distance between you so that if you relied on your gun so that you can get your gun out. If you are an empty hand person and you don't carry a gun, they don't know you. Why do they need to be closer to you than 6 feet? See, that's the thing that gets me about the whole COVID thing. Why you need to be closer to me than 6 feet anyway if you don't know me like that? You're not imposing anything on me. Why? You don't need to be all up on me like that. I don't know you. I don't know you like that. Why you got to be in my space? You need to have enough distance so that somebody can so that you can respond against any type of attack. Okay? So whatever your weapon is. So remember, your gun is a distance weapon. You need to have time to get it out, aim it, and take the safety off and shoot. Or if you have the chamber around, you need time to do that. But things happen. So if for some reason you can't get to it, it's good to have martial arts techniques. So don't don't worry about the knife, but the main thing you want to prevent is to try to keep them from grabbing you so they can't target you. If we want to go back to traditional martial arts training, what's the longest weapon on the human body? The leg. If you are good at kicking, you might be able to kick them before they get there. But I can't do high kicks. Well, if they're coming at you, if you could get off a low kick enough at a weak point on the leg to stab them and then come over top with a punch, that would work too. Or if you're like some people I know, if you just got it like that, you could knock the heck out of them before they get a chance to stab you. Bam! But the thing is, move off of the line of their attack where you think their line is going to go. They're trying to grab you. It looks like their line of attack is probably going to line up to where their hand is that they're targeting you on. So they'll try to get off the line of the attack. And that's something you practice in one-step sparring. And other people have told me too, deal with knives. First practice like you're dealing with the punch. It's the same theoretical approach that you use for one-step sparring. So start with that, and then get with your live training. And and do it for the common attacks, because a lot of times when I see actual footage of people using a knife, they do this thing, this thing, this thing, or this thing. I rarely see all this. I haven't seen security camera footage of anybody coming at you like this and then trying to dance off with you fading and try to. That's a duel. Get, I would say, this one, these. Get those down first, even starting from this to that, because this down block, that's like mimicking a grab. So get that down first. Then you can get to these. And there was a guy I used to work with. I'm not going to put his name out here. He was a quote-unquote knife guy. He used to conceal carry. And he gave me some tips to do as far as to get ready, to prepare yourself for how to, if you ever get into a knife fight. He had exercises that he did. And I'm not going to give those out because the knife thing is not my forte. That's not what I'm known for. So it's going to be, I hate to do it, but it's going to be a case of where if you want to know the things he gave me about the knife, you're going to have to actually be a student of mine. I haven't even gone over it with, I don't think, any of my black belts at all. I don't think I even went over it with you. No. Because in the long run, and not that what he was saying is wrong, because it's not. My thing is, I want you to learn how to defend yourself with your hands and your feet and your awareness and preventing things. And then we can get to this stuff. Okay? Like I said, I don't claim to be a knife expert. I am definitely knife student. But this is one thing you can do of how your empty hand techniques will come in handy, even if you're relying on a gun or a knife yourself. Hey man, if they're close enough to you, they can stab you. And even one of the best knife people I know, the guy who was my pressure points tutor, Dwayne Harper, he's got a heck of a, he's got tons of empty hand techniques to back him up. So everybody wants to talk about not being one dimensional. Now you know. There's no such thing as a foolproof, perfect self-defense thing. You're going to have your favorite thing, and then you're going to have your minor thing, and then you're going to have other things that quote-unquote fill in the gaps. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Please share this with people that like to talk about the martial arts. Moral of the story is deal with the grab or prevent the grab, and that should help reduce the stab. And peace.